Hello everyone. So, welcome ulit sa ating Data Masters episode. So, yun nga, sabi nga ni Yui kanina, this will be the last one for this year. Kaya, medyo nag-mellow down ng konti. So, if you have attended the previous Data Masters na ako yung nag-hold, medyo intense yung uh, the subjects, no? It's more of tragedy, being held accountable, uh, more on the principles, no? But I find it fitting to have a discussion or at least a way to mellow down na data science is not just being a serious too serious matter, but rather it can be also be fun, no, and subjective, and you can also find something interesting in data science and data engineering na yung interest natin, you can also find it here. And yung topic tonight is something quite special, mainly because this is one of our final project for the term. Ito yung naging final discussion namin. And napili namin yung topic kasi wala akong alam sa coffee. Wala akong alam sa coffee. I just, a common person lang ako na if I need coffee, I drink. Pag hindi, edi wag. No. But I don't consider myself a coffee lover. But um, with the topic that was selected by the group, by our group, no, sa namin, sa masters namin. And ako yung nag-operate kasi nung mga calculations, mga ganyan. Um, and as we go on, no, meron kami isang ka-group na coffee lover talaga siya, no. He really loves coffee and talagang ma-attend siya ng mga cupping session, yung mga discussion, mga ganyan. And with me, ginagawa ko to objectively. When I was trying to ay ganito pala yun, ganito pala yun, no. He was confirming it, no. And it's really wow, ganun pala talaga, no. Data science truly unveils something that is experience, no, in the real world, no. Hindi na siya basta parang sinabi ganito yung nangyari tapos iba pala, medyo pala, no. And as we go on, no, during the time, um it really fascinated me and given me another perspective on how important data is and how it opens the interest of people, especially when you see it unfold before your eyes, no. As the as the progress nung no study was being being held, no, and even during our discussion, I realized something that data doesn't really lie. It just points to or represents our experience in terms of number so that others will be able to understand it as well and interpret it by themselves, no. So before tayo magsimula, uh, would like to ask some question. How do you like your coffee, no? Do you like your strong and black, or gusto niyo bang medyo sweet, or meron bang milk kayong nilalagay, no? Meron bang gusto niyo ba yung strong yung kaya kayo ipaglaban yung mga ganun na mga banat, no? Would like to know, no, everyone on the to if you're drinking coffee, how do you like to your coffee prepared? Gusto niyo ba Starbucks or gusto niyo ba Zeus coffee? May mga ganun pang labanan dyan, no? Meron pang ayoko ng Starbucks kasi sinusunog nila yung coffee beans nila. May mga ganun pa ako naririnig. That's really, talaga, may ganun pala, no? So, how do you like your coffee? Would you like to have it like matapang, black, or something matamis? Madami ka ba maglagay ng sugar? Marami ka ba maglagay ng ng milk? Yan. Do you like, ayan, mild with sugar and milk. Yan, with creamer always. Very good. Gusto niyo ba frap or ano ba yun? Poured on ice, yung mga ganun pa. No? I was really fascinated. Anyway, so the study actually that we did is actually based on the 1950s brewing control chart. This is very quite standard doon sa mga nag-aaral ng barista. And this is a chart wherein yung extraction daw, ito yung nasa extraction percentage, 'di ba? Yung at I think this one is the yung dami ng uh, caffeine na na-extract from the beans, and then the total dissolved solids, or while they are brewing it, no, gaano kadaming beans particle yung na-dissolve or humalo doon sa hot water, no. So these are the two guide access, no. And sabi dito sa chart is that the more extraction you have, or the more coffee extraction you do, actually it becomes a little bit bitter, no. It goes to the bitter side of things. And then if your total dissolved solids, or the number of um, total dissolved solids, or the total number of particles ng coffee ang nagiging nagdi-dissolve doon sa water, it becomes stronger in flavor. And they have this sweet spot wherein between 18 to 22% of extraction and 1.15 to 1.35% of total dissolved solids is this what they call the ideal optimal balance. No. Doon sa mga yung mga medyo connoisseur, sabi nga, it is a connoisseur, no. This one daw, ito daw yung pinaka-balance, and yung brew ratio, which is ito yung grams per liter, no. It jives between 65 grams per liter up to around 50 to 49. Yan, pinaka-slanting lines na yan. Grams per liter ang kanilang brew ratio, no, na tina-target to achieve this optimal balance. Ito daw yung coffee na hindi masyadong mapait, pero with a certain strength, no. Kung may sipa ng konti daw yung na to, yung coffee na to. However, no, this brewing control chart was still 1950s pa. So this was challenged a number of times. No, in one of the papers that we have discussed, or what we have referenced, is that they push the boundaries further because they know that the sensory attributes of the coffee experienced by the consumers is actually more complex. No, hindi lang siya bitter, hindi lang naman bitter ang nalalasahan natin sa kape, at it's not just about the strength. No, hindi lang siya about sa strength. But rather, there are many more factors in. So, during 2027, 2017 pala, sorry. 2017, there is what they call the Cotter study, no, of coffee, wherein they selected several judges, and then they mapped out, no, in different sessions, the numbers or the measurements that they can find. So, there are several factors that they try to measure, like the position, the brew, the temperature. TDS is the total dissolved solids, no, doses, and then the taste profile. Now, these are physical measurements. And then, aside from the physical measurements, they also have the taste profile. So, it is a total of, they tested around 27 distinct coffees, no, or distinct coffee in different scenarios, no. But the control factor is that they use a Honduras single origin coffee bean. So hindi siya pa iba-ibang klase ng kape, no. Ano siya, it's one type of coffee, no. The most general coffee that they have prepared and well used in the industry, and then this is what they have prepared, no. So hindi siya imbalance dun lang sa mga mahal na kape, but rather in the general public ang target nila dito, so that they can properly map, no, yung 48 different variables, and they quantified it, no, and to represent the consumer assessment of each coffee. So, yeah, meron tayong dito. Yan. You can actually find yung the Qatar coffee sa Kagel, and its origin is with the coffee society. I forgot the name. It's a coffee society institute. I'll post all of the sources later, ha, so that you can actually backtrack and check it again. And if you are doing data engineering, baka may makita kayo ditong interesting factors. Maganda na na you also do it as well. No, so ano ba yung ginawa muna natin? No? First step in data analysis is actually exploration muna. Now, we explore the target variables, no, so that we can see if they are normal ba sila, no? Ano ba may marami ba masyadong outliers, but ini-skip ko na ibang steps, ha, kasi medyo mahaba yung namin, yung ginawa namin dito, but rather I would like to focus on the three, no, main target columns or target variables natin, which is the total dissolved solids, the percent extraction, and the liking, the customer liking. Kasi ito yung tatlong inilink natin. No, kung makikita natin doon sa previous na graph, no, we only have total dissolved solids, no. Yan, meron na tayo total dissolved solids. Highlighter na ako. Yan. Total dissolved solids at saka extraction. And we would like to link these two, no? We would like to link these two, actually including the brewing ratio, to the customer liking, no? Kasi meron tayong field kung saan the judges or the participants rated the liking. No, gaano ba nila kagusto yung coffee brew na tinitikman nila. No, yan. So, evaluate milk pero lang sugar. Oo, kasi kapag ma-sugar, nakaka-antok din dahil medyo borderline diabetes tayo. No, mag-ingat pag nagko-coffee, kalma lang, no? Pero ito pag nagko-coffee lang ako pag pag talagang inaantok ako sa subject, no? Doon lang ako nagko-coffee, but as much as possible, I just drink water, no? Yan. Coffee sa AIM, masarap yung coffee sa AIM, nakakagising siya, no? Yan. So, yan. By the way, pa-plug ko lang, magkakaroon na ulit ng ano tawag dito? Admissions, no? Testing admissions sa AIM for data science, no? MS in data science. So, if you are interested, you can go to their website and check it out. Yan. Anyway, so ito yung mga data natin dito, and then here are the count, no, ilan siya, so pantay naman siya. The mean, computed average, the minimum and the maximum values, no, ito yung dalawa, minimum and maximum values, and the quartiles, no, yan, mga quartiles natin. Okay, so ano lang naman siya, hindi ko na papakita kung ano yung mga na-analyze namin with this one, but we saw it that it is quite possible naman to analyze and to link it together, no, yan. So further down the road, what we did is to create some polynomial linear regression, no, of the second order. So, quadratic yung ginamit namin. Bakit quadratic? It's because doon sa unang study, no, is what they did is they used the quadratic linear regression. No, ito yung ginamit nila. Medyo in a sense, no, siya, it's quite complicated, but I'll not be talking about it in detail, but I can produce a different discussion on this, bakit yun ang ginamit nila. But sabi doon sa sa study is that it has the highest R value, no, highest R value that links the total dissolved solid and the extracted percentages. Na ito yung pinamataas na R value and has a higher P value as well. So, kung makikita natin, no, ito yung ito yung naging what do you call this? Graph na na-produce namin, no. So, medyo siya, no, medyo nakakalito. No, when we try to compare it with the first one, ito yung first one, ganyan lang siya, quite flat, walang problema, very straightforward. But when we produce it and added the predicted liking or try to predict whether they like it or not, no, medyo nag-iba yung itsura. Naging field bigla siya, no? It becomes a spectrum, no, of field. And it actually made sense kasi syempre yung liking naman, alam natin na as you go move forward or move backward, no, nakikita natin that the liking will really change in a spectral manner, no. So ano ibig sabihin nito, no? Kung sa una, no, yung total dissolved solids and extraction, no, and the unified brewing yung brewing control natin is straightforward before. Ngayon, we also added colors. Ibig sabihin, if no your ideal balance is this one, ito yung ideal balance natin between 18 to 22 and 1.35 to 1.20, no, makita natin na ideal balance is quite different in liking. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat strongly like yung ideal optimal balance. Yan yung una namin nakitang conclusion. Bakit? Kasi nasa bandang 5.85 up to 5.75. So, dito siya naglalaro, yung ideal optimal balance. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng tao yun ang gusto, no, sa coffee, no? At least on the judge's side, no, hindi yan agad yung ibig sabihin gusto agad ng tao. Rather, no, nakita natin na there is an extreme likeness kung saan may mga tao na gusto nila, yung coffee nila is quite strong and mataas ang bitterness. Kasi di ba as you go forward, di ba, do sa extraction, as you go forward, medyo mataas yung bitterness niyan. Tama. Di ba, no? And they also have the side na medyo matabang ang gusto. So, kaya medyo extreme, no? Yung, no? Yung likeness ng mga tao, no? So, isa is what? Yan, medyo gusto nila, yung medyo matapang talaga, no? Kaya silang ipaglaban, at medyo, ito lang, mellow lang, no? May konting coffee lang. Siguro mga tea, mga mahilig sa tea, parang ganon. Going forward, no, may isa pa kaming ginawa, is that we map out kung ano yung taste profile, no? Ano yung taste profile? No, taste profile actually refers to how you are perceiving the coffee. Matamis ba siya? Matabang ba siya? Meron ba siyang lasang roasted? No, meron ba siyang lasang maalat? Mga ganon, no? So ito yung ibig sabihin ng yan. Ito yung mga taste profile na nag-dominate doon sa pinaka-study. So, a lot of judges or individuals tasted the 5 following profiles. This is the sweet, the bitter, the nutty, lasang mani, no? Sour and then roasted, yung lasang parang ang banggit sa akin dito is lasang naluto na beans. Parang gano'n, para medyo sunog. May gano'n daw. No, medyo carbon ang dating. Yan. No, and one of this is the yung SVM taste region. So gumamit kami dito ng SVM or support vector machine to be able to to map, no, kung nasa ang spectrum yung about isang taste profile. So it actually jive, no, if you're gonna be looking at it, no, maraming mga tao mahilig talaga sa matamis na coffee, no? So may mga tao actually balita ngayon, no, ng mga Filipino daw, especially the ordinary workers na would like to add sugar from a 3-in-1 coffee. No, 3-in-1 na siya, may sugar na siya. Tapos medyo naglalagay pa sila ng additional na asukal. No, there is a survey for that. No. So nag-confirm siya doon sa namin, sa naging study namin. But this spectrum here, this boundary, the blue region, tells us that the sweetness of the coffee is actually perceived habang hindi pa siya lagpas ng 1.15 to 1.20 total dissolved solids. But all throughout the extraction, natitik na nalalasahan daw ng isang tao yung sweetness ng coffee. So coffee has a profile of sweetness, parang ganyan, no? And then dito naman sa part sa bitter, no, as they move forward or go forward from 120 to 125 and up, yung bitterness ng coffee nagmamanifest. No, although syempre meron tayong as you go to the extraction, pag mas madaming extraction, 'di ba? Mas nag-i-start ng manifest yung bitterness, no, ng coffee. Yan. So, yun yung ibig sabihin yan. Yung nutty is quite erratic, if I may say. No, kasi yung nutty flavor is ano daw, may subject daw siya doon sa way ng pagtikim, no, ng nutty. Kaya medyo ganito yung itsura niya, hindi siya medyo meshy siya. But it actually pa rin tells us na yeah, the nutty flavor is still quite strong, no, or dominant, no. All throughout the extraction percentages, ibig sabihin profile talaga siya ng nasa ng isang kape, and hindi naman, yeah, it actually jives with the pa rin idea pa rin na the coffee is still a bean, no. So there is still a nutty flavor there. And yung sourness, ito yung medyo medyo nagulat kami, no, na yung sourness is something that is iniiwasan minsan to ng mga barista, no, na yung coffee niya is maging maasim. But the ideal optimal balance, which is this one, tells us that yung optimal balance will really be sour on most cases, 'di ba? Kasi ito na siya, ay nasakop niya na yung buong medyo konti na lang yung ideal optimal balance. And it manifests at around 1.20 or 1.15 and up ng total dissolved. So, ibig sabihin, the more dissolved solids there are, no, and mas mababa ang extraction, mas nagmamanifest yung sourness, no. And the taste of roastedness, no, is medyo may butas dito, no, sabi dito is between 16 to 18, but pag complete yung dissolve, hindi na daw nalalasahan yung roastedness, no. But it is dominant, no, throughout that as they extract more, no, as you extract more particles or caffeine, no, mas siya yung roastedness. And sa buong ideal, no, ito yung nalalasahan yung roastedness ng coffee. Ibig sabihin, yung mga consumers or yung mga likers natin, yung mga coffee natin, gusto nila may amoy ng roastedness, no? Amoy kape. I do not know if you agree with this, pero nung dinidiscuss namin, ito talagang the crowd was, oo nga, gusto ko ay amoy kape. Siyempre nga naman, nagkakape kayo. So, ito yung dapat dominant sa buong ideal. And doon sa pinaka-preferred, no, na medyo mataas, is actually dominant siya all throughout. No? So, meron pa tong mga other na paliwanag. Actually, marami pa tong mga additional, but I only chose to present the 5, no, because this is just lang naman, presentation for you guys to be able to know na meron ganitong klaseng study, but there are actually more. And using further na further ng to push forward, no. Alam na natin, no, this time, no, nung ginawa namin to, alam na natin na pwede pala nating i-map yung taste profile, no. How about if we map the taste profile, no, and then predict further, no, kung ano ba yung gusto talaga ng mga coffee lovers, no? Ano ba yung nila? Let's group it together. That is why we use PCA. PCA is a method in machine learning that compresses, no, yung mga pinaka-related items both to the extremes, no, and group them together so that it will be lesser in terms of dimension. Parang babawasan lang natin yung dimension kasi may iba dito related naman, no. Yun yung ginagawa ng PCA, no. And hindi ko na siya di-discuss in in very scientific terms, but we can have another discussion on what PCA means but ang ginawa namin dito is that we aggregated, no, yung mga into 2 different groups yung um, taste profile. No? So ano man nangyari? Ano man yung ano niya? Naging result niya. So we have a biplot in which the taste attributes and the brew attributes were divided into two different dimensions or sensory dimensions. So nakita niyo na medyo gulo-gulo, no? Parang ano siya. Ano man nangyari dyan? No? May mga hatakan na nangyayari. These are called vectors, but I'll not be discussing it further. But rather, makita natin na yung mga direction ng mga yan, it actually affected kung paano natin i-map later on o map, no, paano namin na map yung yung PCA, no, na dimensions, in which the PC1, no, refers to bitter roasted and then towards sweet and fruity, no, na lasa, which is this one is the x-axis, no. Bitter roasted, ibig sabihin as you move forward to the left, mas nagiging bitter and roasted yung lasa. As you move forward to the right, no, nagiging sweet and fruity yung lasa. Ngayon, doon sa PC2, the second sensory dimension is that as you move up, no, the positive axis, it becomes more astringent, no, and acidic as you go further down. So, yung dalawang dimensions na nabuo. And everything else na to mga to, no, yan. Sila yung mga naging ano. Yan. Yan. Very good, yan. So, it's a way to reduce data complexity. Kasi, since madami kang ginagamit na ano, na variables at kino-consider na variables, you would like to para summarize it kasi, di ba? Ang gusto natin ipakita as simple as it is. No? So, ano nangyari doon sa ating ano, target? No? Ito yung nangyari. No? We were able to map it like this. No? Para siyang orbit. Wow, nashock ako nung ganito yung na-produce namin, in which it actually gives us a conclusion, or hindi a conclusion but rather a good marketing value, in which yung mga natin, yung mga coffee lovers madalas, they do not prefer it too sweet. No, they would like it with a little bit of roast. Ito kasi yung gitna, ito yung pinakamataas na likability. No, they would like to have a little bit of it roasted, no, and with a high acidity, no, or parang medyo maasim-asim yung, kumbaga lasang kape. In other words, ito kasi yun yung pinakalasang kape, no, lasang kape siya kumbaga. And as you move further away, no, as you put it in the sweet and fruity towards doon sa mas sa mas acidic, na medyo hindi na siya nagugustuhan ng ng mga consumers, no. And ayan nga, makita natin that low acidity, no, mas siya, mas hindi siya nagugustuhan. Kumbaga gusto talaga ng mga consumer is medyo may konting acid sa bibig, kaya siguro marami nag yun, acidic reflux. Dahil ito yung preference nila. No, ito yung madalas sa preference ng mga ng mga coffee lovers. And of course, kaya nga sabi doon, no, kaya nga nagkape is that you would like to taste the coffee flavor, which is actually very consistent, no. And ano yung value nito nung ginawa namin to? Itong buong study na to. Actually, there are several things that we were able to validate from the study, kasi it's actually a paper, no, that we tried to validate, and then yung pag-push dun sa boundary, which is this one, ito yung original part namin, that we were able to validate several things, no, that hindi dapat mawala yung at least in terms of what do you call this, in terms of taste profile, hindi pwedeng mawala yung bitterness, no, yung lasang mapait dun sa coffee, no? Hindi siya pwedeng mawala, lalo yung part ng roastedness, no. The sweetness is actually quite, hindi naman siya parang dominant, but it's there, but it's actually more on a controlled manner, no, kasi nga nagsusugar pa, naglalagay pa na and ilan din sa mga na-discover namin is that the profile of coffee lovers, yung medyo mas connoisseur, is that they're able to sense, no, or ano ba tawag dito, yeah, they're able to sense the acidity itself, no, based on sa sourness nila. And then na ano din namin that doon sa original na study, the optimal balance na sinasabi is not actually considered to be the optimal liking. It doesn't mean that the coffee is optimally balanced. Doesn't mean na ito yung gusto agad, no, ng mga coffee consumers, no. Hindi siya ganoon kaano, hindi siya parang uh, a reference to the likeness of the ano, of the consumers, no? And it's actually very valuable kasi it tells us that coffee consumers are actually quite sensitive in terms of the profile that they perceive in the product. It also answers the question bakit nag-i-start magkaroon ng, hindi naman directly answer, but rather it supports the narrative that why is coffee currently, no, being one of the most prolific businesses in the Philippines, especially in Manila, no. Hindi wala, kumbaga dumadami yung ano, yung mga coffee shop, yung mga pop-up shop, mga ganyan. Pero bakit, no? Eh pare-parehas lang naman silang kape, 'di ba? Pare-parehas lang naman silang kape. At pag tinanong mo yung customer doon, hindi, mas masarap yung coffee dito kaysa doon. Eh parehas lang naman sila na kinuhanan ng beans. Parehas lang naman sila na kinuhanan ng ganito, ganyan, ganyan, no? The study itself tells us that little changes, no, little changes tend to play a role in the liking, no, yung pinipredict natin liking. Little changes in the profile, little changes in the ano, in the taste profile, in the extraction, and the way it is prepared in general, no, affects how the coffee itself is being liked or not, no, kung nagugustuhan ba siya or hindi. So furthermore, no, further down the road, ang target namin talaga dito kasi is to provide a map or another diagram in which matatrace namin from the liking itself or from the taste itself kung saang bansa siya galing, no. Yun yung pinaka-ultimate goal namin dito. Naghahanap pa kami ng dataset for that. No, kaya lang wala pa kami kasing mailink. So nagtatanong pa kami sa Coffee Institute kung meron bang gano'n na at least mailink namin. And we're trying to know kasi if we are able to produce that, no, yung ano, yung mapping ng taste profile with regards to ano, to the coffee bean origin, no, pwede natin itong ilabas as a market guide, no, kung saan yung mga gustong mag-business ng coffee, they can see kung paano nila pwedeng i-mix yung mga beans nila to produce a certain unique flavor for their coffee, no, kasi it's still experimental pa rin yung maraming mga ginagawa, but you would like to provide, no, the community, the people, the businesses, especially the small ones, some sort of a guide in which they can use na to be able to produce a coffee that is quite unique for them as well, no, kasi magiging business advantages sa kanila. And yon, kamusta, nagkapagkape ba kayo this afternoon or this today? So I hope that I'll be open for questions right now. Kasi yun ang ending ng aking discussion for this. So hopefully na-enjoy niyo siya. So thank you very much everyone. So I'm open for questions today. Now,
And thank you very much po ulit, Sir Maki. So, very interesting po siya. So, I think, no, yung, ako lang, for me personally, na-realize ko na iba-iba pala yung preferences din ng tao. And marami palang metrics or maraming perspective sa coffee, no? So,
Mm.
ako akala ko para sa akin, okay lang basta matapang. Pero yeah, nung pag may mga sinasabi kayong properties, like sa akin, I agree. Gusto ko nga na medyo roasted or like gusto ko
Oo, di
nandun
ba?
yung tapang. So, parang, okay. And then I realized, a lot of people actually like it that way din pala.
Yes, yes. Oo.
Eh, may question po tayo.
Yung kulay po ba na masatingkad na nasa gitna ay parang prefer majority ng tao? Wait. Okay. Ayan. So, yung nasa gitna, this one, yung mas yellow. Yeah, it actually refers to the higher likability, no, based on sa data set. So, the yellow it is parang siya yung pinaka mas gusto. Hindi mo ng tao, but rather doon sa pinaka-testing ng mga judges. Based on them yan. You can actually copy this if you would like to further, if you'd like to further test it out. The aroma of the coffee is not that much of a predictor. Actually, if you're gonna be looking at the data set, actually, you find it weird, no, yung part na yan. They actually focus more on the taste profile, not really on the smell. But somewhere, may nabasa ako dito na about sa aroma eh. I think there's a different study for the aroma for that matter as a predictor din. Kasi this one is really focused much on the taste profile. Kumbaga ano yung perception sa dila ng mga judges. Age group and even nasa same. Ito yung actually hindi ko siya nadagdag sa slide. Itong tanong mo na to, yung sa geographic location. We tried to experiment. Actually, hindi namin siya ma-verify kung tama ba siya or hindi. But, we somehow discovered, in terms of the age group, wala kasi. Wala pa kaming makuhang ganyan. But, meron sa statista na reference doon sa part na yon. Pero wala siya taste profile hindi siya ganito kadetalyado. But when we tried to experiment doon sa isang data set, we found out na yung coffee origin, yung coffee origin beans, pinakagusto ng mga connoisseur, yung mga mahilig talaga sa coffee is Ethiopia coffee. No? Ethiopian coffee. Tapos, when we were discussing that, nakakatawa. Sabi ko, Ethiopia pala yung pinagustong coffee. Yung kasama namin na coffee connoisseur was, oh yeah, that's correct. Kasi sa Ethiopia, blah blah blah, ganyan. Tapos pinakita niya talaga sa amin yung science ng coffee doon sa Ethiopia, ganyan. Nakakatuwa siya. Na part na yun, at least in the origin. Yung tanong mong next is geographic location. May nabasa akong isang study sa I think this is about sa Statista. I'll be posting it yung article na yun. Ang ganda nun eh. Sa Philippines, ang pinakagustong coffee profile is matamis. Matamis. Laging matamis yung coffee. Kaya, yung mga coffee profile natin, kung i-compare mo sa Southeast Asia, is more on the sweet side. No? Yung ibang coffee, like the coffee in Vietnam and in Thailand, and even as near as Indonesia, has a stronger aroma. Doon sila medyo mas nag-focus. The Philippines is quite different sila kasi yun nga yung gusto ng Philippine setting. And we would like to confirm that further kasi marketing marketing survey siya in a sense. We would like to further confirm it with this kind of study, syempre. No. Mas kasi siya parang mas scientific ang dati kasi yun medyo mas more perspective. But it does confirm na marami sa mga Filipino ang talagang mahilig mag-add ng something sweet doon sa coffee nila. Even Starbucks was did a study on it na mas maraming gusto ng frap sa Philippine region compared sa other regions na ang gusto is ice, gusto is hot, no. Dito daw sa Philippines abnormally towards frap yung yung mga order nila, but those are kind of siguro sa mga regional na mga geographic location na questions like this. And it's very interesting kasi may science behind coffee pala talaga. I hope I answered your question. Medyo madami lang ako dinagdag. Sorry. Very interesting kasi. Yung age group maganda siyang makita. It's a good direction. Yung age group. Yes, yeah. Paano ba to I'll be posting it sa hindi ko alam kung saan mo pwede i-post. Siguro sa data science channel. Ipo-post ko siya, ha? Pati yung mga sources na ginamit ko. This is actually even just to show you lang din. Meron akong ginagawa din na ito, like this one. Hindi pa kasi totally tapos na project, but would like it to show you na yan. Ginagawa ko pa rin siya ng mapping, no? And also I'll also be sharing to you the notebooks, no? Yung I did it in a notebook. Jupyter notebook, no? It's a 3-part ginawa namin as a study. I'll be sharing it with you guys. So that you can if you would like to go further sa studies na yun, ando na rin yung mga references sa mga journal na ginamit namin. So we would like to encourage kasi at least a group ng data engineering Pilipinas, we would like to push na hindi lang tayo kumbaga career oriented, job oriented, leading towards getting a better job, but even doon sa pinaka beauty ng philosophy ng data engineering and data science, makita natin yung value na ginagawa natin. And actually this one is an eye opener sa akin when I was doing this, kasi doon ko nakitang maganda pala to yung inaaral na to, itong at least in general yung data engineering and data science. I find it beautiful. Kasi it's like opening a treasure box. You do not know what is in there, but it's quite precious. Parang ganon. Parang siyang treasure hunting for me. Every time that I learn something new, there's a deep feeling within me na I open a treasure and I would like to share it with everyone. So, yung gusto namin ma-attain sa inyo, sa mga audience natin, na eventually ganun din ang outlook natin on doing these things. Hindi lang parang kumita lang ng pera, the pera will come, but the journey itself ng pag self-discovery and discovery of these things is quite more precious than yan. I'll be putting it up in a while. Ko-compile ko lang. Actually, naka-compile na siya, so i-upload ko na lang siya. Yan. See, any more questions, guys? Something that you are interested in? Okay. Yeah, I think we were done for wala na yata questions.
Sige po, sir. Yan, thank you po so much. And so, once again, so thank you po ulit, Sir Maki. So may in-imparting si Sir Maki na lessons after. It's really about learning to enjoy the data that you're working on, not just to like to progress your career or to get results. So the journey is as important. So ayun po. So thank you so much. We also like to remind din po, if in the interest of getting data for everyone in the community, in the DEP community, may ongoing surveys po tayo ngayon. So about the community survey for the entire landscape of professionals, students, career shifters. So this is led by Miss Sandy. You'll see links, posts in the community, encouraging us to fill it out. So we did it last year, and we want to have as much data again for this year para, again, in the spirit of learning more about data and the journey of exploring data. But what the best example is us, like where are we at in our career, what are the trends and the income, the demographics, etc. So ayun, thank you so much, Simon, for sharing the link. So it's still ongoing. If you have the time, kung may mga peers din kayo that are in the community, in the data space, whether they're students, educators, career shifters, or professionals already in the data community, yeah, bigyan niyo sa amin yung data niyo. We want as much, alam mo naman pag data, di ba? Greedy tayo sa data. We want as much data as we can. No, okay na yung madumi, we'll do our best to clean it. No, that's the challenge. And then the interpretation comes afterwards. So there's that beauty of really unearthing the treasure nga, sabi ni Sir Maki. So yon, please do take around, it'll take 10 to 15 minutes to fill out the survey. So we appreciate every data point that we can collect from this community survey. So, ayun. So yun, just for next year, we are, so as we end the Data Masters sessions for this year, so for the coming next year, we'll still do the same things. If you have any feedback, so please feel free to reach out to me, to Miss Kata, to anyone here. So Simon, Matt, and Joms as well. So if you also want to volunteer, we welcome everyone. So it doesn't matter if you're a student, if you haven't done this before, if you're not in the data space just yet, or if you're just exploring. So it starts with one step. So if there's one thing you want to do, something new for next year, aside sa fitness goals, career goals, maybe you want to do volunteering for this initiative. So just feel free to reach out to us. And so if there's no more questions, and sabi ni Miss Kata, everyone is welcome. Yes, everyone po. And so, if there are no more questions, so I'd like to thank everyone for today's session as well, and for everyone who's been attending our events, not just Data Masters, all the initiatives of DEP for this year. So, so we have a lot more to come then, hopefully for next year. So, thank you so much. Happy holidays, guys, and see you ulit next year.